How the hell? Yeah, I'm going to do a pickups video. Um, it's now Sunday, the morning after. I won't bang on about the football, but it was a encouraging performance, but disappointing result. I don't. I'm not too. I'm not too. What's the opposite of optimistic? Unoptimistic. Anyway, yeah, not too non-optimistic for the rest of it. But anyway, yeah, pickups videos, whole mixture of stuff. There's quite a lot of CDs and DVDs here, and I know the majority of people have absolutely naff all interest in any of that. So what I'll do is put a time code in the description box, and hopefully you'll be able to skip to all the interesting bits, or the relevant bits. I've got some good games here actually. Some decent stuff from out and about, which I've not had in a long time. It's been a while since I've had a proper good old sort of decent charity shop purchase, but it's nice actually. Actually, I made mention of it in my last video about the guy on the bus. But anyway, yeah, the first lot of stuff's all CDs, but I've been gone a bit crazy because I've found a new source of places to buy CDs. But yeah, it's like a new source, but then if I really sort of really think about it, it's actually no different from buying CDs from a charity shop, which I don't tend to do. I tend to give them a wide berth, but for some reason, that's all gone out the window. And so, but anyway, they're all second hand. But I'll get onto those. The first one wasn't from a charity shop. It was in between. It was post car boot sale last 2 weeks ago. Last week. Can't remember. I went to car boot sale. There was naffle there. But I I always sort of like to. I don't just go to the car boot sale because you just sort of make the effort to go out. I want to go somewhere else as well. Obviously, because it's car boot sale, it starts early. Things that aren't going to be open, so I have to always kill time. And there's a big Sainsbury's near my car boot sale, so I tend to go and hang around in Sainsbury's for about an hour, and probably attracting the attention of all the security guards. And I literally do everything there is. I read all the magazines. I look at all the DVDs. Look at all the Lego in the toy section, all Star Wars Lego, and just general stuff like that. So I've got itchy nose. But this one is actually just purely me killing time before the shops opened after the car boot sale. But although it was an album that I actually had in my Amazon wish list, and it's slightly cheaper in Sainsbury's actually. This came from Sainsbury's. It's El Camino by the Black Keys. Bloody love the Black Keys. I don't even mind. I quite like their new sort of departure from their sort of original, like sort of straight up blues sound. Gold on the Ceiling is a brilliant song. But yeah, yet to listen to the new album. But I know it's a divided opinion, obviously, because you get the sort of the blues purists who are initially attracted to the Black Keys, who don't really like it so much. But I haven't got a problem, and I think this is the beginning of the new sound, isn't it? From what's the date? No date. Anyway, 2011. This is only a fiver because it's a bit more than that on Amazon. So yeah. Now the next majority, all bar one, are all from Poundland. I discovered that Poundland now sells CDs actually and DVDs. It's a bit weird. It's a bit strange because they have multiples of things. They're all second hand, but they're like multiples, which makes me think maybe are they as second hand as they say they are. Don't know. Maybe they're like extras or things that sort of factory things that were sent back to the sort of from the back to the distributors, things like that. Like, I mean, if anybody likes Robbie Williams, which I don't, I'm not a fan. But if anybody does like Robbie Williams, go and get yourself down Poundland, because there's just multiples of Robbie Williams CDs, and also there's just a weird crap like David Sneddon, the first winner of what was it, Fame Academy, and weird stuff, and but mostly a lot of it's really good sort of Britpop albums from the sort of classic Britpop years, which it's not just like random charity shop crap. Like you go into charity shop and look at the CDs, just you can literally all manner of random shit. But this is more sort of concentrated and specific albums with specific sort of genres, which it means it's sort of more worth my time to look through, because there are some decent albums in there, and they're obviously only £1. And I think what they do is that they recondition them. They put them through a machine and take out all the scratches, because I think they are majority. I would guess they are pretty much used. But then they wrap them again. They sort of give them a sort of they reseal them. But which I think that's what duped me. It was sort of drew me in. The reseal sort of lures you in, and you start thinking maybe they're not used, but I think they are. This first one, don't really know why I bought it. I think I got slightly confused. I thought it was this band, two bands. I think I confused them with American band called We Are Scientists and a British band called Young Knives, which are slightly more what I was looking for than this bunch. This is the Future Heads, and I do recognise some of the songs, but they're a bit too run of the mill and poppy for me. A bit too, I don't think they're around, put it that way, anymore. They wouldn't. There's not the sort of band that has any sort of longevity. They're pretty much of their time. But now this band are brilliant. This next one, it's all £1 until one of them in particular. This next band are brilliant. There's Neighbours. Looks like they've gone out for Father's Day. They can't see me. Probably can. This next band are brilliant. You might know them from, they wrote the theme tune to Misfits, and you might know them, they wrote No Sex for Ben from the GTA 4 soundtrack, which is a bloody brilliant song. If you ever look on YouTube at the No Sex for Ben, and there's always someone who's written, "My name's Ben and I'm no longer a virgin," or something like that. I just lost my virginity last night, and everybody upvotes it and stuff. It's generally pretty funny, but it's the Rapture. They're all sort of really scratchy, really sort of slap bassy, sort of loose bass, shrieking. I think they're from New York. It's quite punky and funky, and other things that rhyme with unky. That makes no sense. But No Sex for Ben isn't on any album, I don't think. I think it's only on the GTA 4 soundtrack. But you might know, I think it's Echoes. I think it's the title track. Echoes is the theme tune to Misfits, and Misfits, sort of that song is it's slightly more their sound than the No Sex for Ben, which is not really representative of what they sound like, but they're brilliant. I love them. Quite, not an easy listen, but really sort of proper. They push the boundaries. This next one, this is an album I did have on my iTunes until it decided to wipe itself, and because I had it from a CD that I bought my sister for Christmas and copied it before I gave it to her. I've got a lot of albums like that. I tend to do that. So I don't know. I bet she doesn't even listen to it. I could ask. No, I couldn't ask. But no, I saw a copy in Poundland, and It's slightly different though. It's Friendly Fires. It's Friendly Fires by Friendly Fires. I bought her. It was a special edition which had loads of extras in it and really good remixes. This is just the bog standard one. But see, they all come with that sticker there is underneath the seal, so it's not you know pretty much gives it away. It's not a proper factory seal, but this is a really good album, sort of like indie sort of calypso music. It's really good actually. But yeah, so now I'm missing some of the best songs on the old version I used to have because they're not on that version. That's the bog standard version. This one's brilliant. Really good. It's Brendan Benson. He was in the Raconteurs with Jack White. I always say Jack Black. It's Jack White. He's in the Raconteurs with Jack White, and this is an early album, I think, from 2002. Yeah, and I can remember when this came out and think I really liked it, but never bought it. But then there's a couple of songs in it which were really good, and so now he's I don't know he's sort of slightly more conventional vocalist in the Raconteurs. You know, you got Jack Black doing all these weird, like shrill, shrieky stuff, and you got Brendan Benson who can obviously he can sing, but it's a bit more conventional, and they sort of play off each other. And this is a really good album. It's not as cutting edge as something like that. Not the Raconteurs is cutting edge, is it? It's not as loud as the Raconteurs. It's a bit more sort of indie-ish, which isn't the word, but anyway. This one's... I'm so glad. This is another album I really wanted. I can't remember where it's from. 1997. Really wanted it. It's Benfold 5. I forgot what the name of the album. Whatever Never Amen. This is another really good album. I remember I've got actually 2 CD singles when you used to be able to buy them. CD singles. What happened to them? Can you still get them? Guess you might be able to. What was it? The Battle of Who Could Care Less and Brick, both excellent songs. Brick is heartbreaking, really sad song. Battle of Who Could Care Less is also really good, but more upbeat, or not upbeat, but lively. How to describe Benfold's 5? They're sort of like an American Chaz and Dave. If you put together the Beach Boys and Chaz and Dave, you'd get Benfold's 5. So, you know, imagine God only knows what I'd be without you, Gotcha. That's pretty much Benfold's 5. Benfold's 5. But this is a really, really good album. The whole album is on YouTube, actually. And this one, finally, I've got 2 versions of this. This one came from Poundland, but didn't work. So yeah, it came from Poundland. Didn't work. It's look. I'm guessing it's been reconditioned. There's a mark on it which looks like it might be like sticker residue or something. But my the CD drive that I bought doesn't read it. I've got a CD player back out in my kitchen which reads it fine. So, but I wanted to upload it onto my iTunes library. So I went out and ordered another one from Zoverstocks, I think it was. Zoverstocks. No, it was eStocks on eBay. eStocks, and got another one. This is £1.27, so I've now got 2. This is the one that works. This one that half works. It does work. It probably would work, but it doesn't work for me on this CD drive just below the computer here. But this is a bloody excellent album. So funny. It's it's basically it's Welsh hip hop, but basically it's sort of a respectful piss take of hip hop. I think they're obviously all hip hop fans, but they sort of take the piss out of the sort of like the genre stereotypes, and some of these songs are hilarious. Check out the video for Half Man, Half Machine, and the lyrics are just so quotable as well. You've got Half Man, Half Machine. I think that the most famous song will be "Guns Don't Kill People, Rappers Do." Guns don't kill people, rappers do. Seen it in a documentary on BBC Two. Was it Shot to death outside Hyper Value. I'm not going to rap. What the fuck am I doing? Guns blazing like Michael Caine in Zulu. You know, they rap in their proper accents as well, which I like. But it's bloody hilarious. Probably my personal favourite is Your Mother's Got a Penis, which is pretty much what you'd imagine it would be. But so I've got 2 copies of them. I might give it to my mate Mike. I'm not sure he'd want it. If he doesn't want it, because I'm seeing him soon, we're going to see Arcade Fire in Hyde Park, which I'm really excited on July the 3rd. If he doesn't want it, I'll let someone else have it on eBay. I just realised, now I've got this new broadband. That last video I put up was like 16 minutes. It took like half an hour to upload. It's just like a revelation. So I've got really excited at that. I don't know, I've got a bit of mojo back from making videos because it just made the whole thing a lot easier. But a couple of DVDs here. This one I saw in a charity shop, and I'm gonna watch it at Christmas. This is something specifically for Christmas. Who remembers this? Box of Delights. I think this is 1983. It's 1983. It says here somewhere. I'm sure it's 1984. So I was 7 when this was on. 1984. So I was 7. Proper sort of 6-part sort of 6-part serial, like children's really dodgy 1984 special effects. Sort of like early Doctor Who standard special effects. I can't even really remember what the story is about, but I did watch it and I remember loving it. But it's just one for Christmas. I'm going to sit down and watch it when Christmas comes around. Make me feel Christmassy. This next one, again another charity shop purchase. It's called Francis Ha. I don't really know what the story's about, but it's by a guy called Noah Baumbach, he made a film a few years ago called Greenberg, which is one of my favourite films of recent times, and the girl in that is also the co-writer, I think. What's her name? Greta Gerwig. So I thought I just gave it a punt, and I know it's probably more. I'm probably not really the sort of the target audience for it, but like I said, I really like Greenberg, and that had Ben Stiller in it. I really like Greenberg, so I thought I'd give this a punt. Like I said, I mean, there's lots of things like apparently Glamour said it's delightful, and Company read. They're all women's magazines, aren't they? I think. All the others are. It might be a bit girly, but I don't care. Like I said, I like Greenberg, and this one I really enjoyed. Richard Ayoade's Submarine. This has got all the bits in it. Apparently, this has got like a limited edition art cards, and they're all in there. I really, really like this. Really enjoyed it. It's nice and quirky, which I'm generally the sort of thing I'm into. This one, this actually came from. This next one came from Poundland again. This is a DVD from Poundland. Again, this is how they all come, sealed. Look, Peep Show Series 5. You see, look, they'll come like that, and they all have a sticker on the front. So it looks like, it sort of lures you in. You think maybe it is proper sort of a brand new, but it's not, because that sticker there is underneath the seal. So I was missing Series 5. So again, obviously from Poundland, it's only £1. Last DVD before the games. Like I said, I'll put the time code in, so if you want to skip, you can. Last DVD from Amazon, Overstocks. This came from Overstocks and Amazon. I wouldn't generally use Overstocks or eStocks for games, especially because you have no idea how they're going to come. But really wanted to watch It's Dread. Really wanted to watch it, and it is really good. It is really good. Obvious comparisons to the Raid. You can't get past it, but there isn't enough to suggest that it's not. There's not some sort of weird dodgy sort of crossover. No one's ripping each other off. I wouldn't think that they were. But there are certain sort of aesthetic things which makes you think, hang on, that is very similar. Especially sort of the internal, like the sets and stuff like that. And there's one bit where they're firing across down the sort of inside atrium of this big tower block, and also the tower block idea and having to escape the tower block from this villain, and also the villain who lives at the top of the tower block, who talks to all the other villains in the tower block to try and, pretty much it all, well, there's more to this, and I did really enjoy it. It's really violent, and that idea of the drug makes things even more violent. It's a nice spin on the action sort of film. It's like it tries something different to make things sort of more shocking, if anything. It takes that idea of the drug slow-mo, which slows everything down, so you can see things with sort of like surgical precision. All these bullets sort of ripping people apart, which makes it more effective. I mean, to an extent, I think I'm slightly desensitized to cinematic violence, and I think films have they have an obligation. So especially action films nowadays have an obligation to try and resensitise us to cinematic violence, because we're getting a bit sort of blasé about it, aren't we? We're a bit too casual about it without really thinking about what we're watching. And this is pretty violent, and like I said, the slow mo adds a nice angle to everything's done in slow motion, which it's not only sort of makes it quite sort of balletic, but more horrific at the same time, and also it adds a sort of quite a gruesome psychological spin on things, because things happen in slow motion, things happen to people with slow motion, which it's really good. I'm not sure about Dredd. I always thought the character Dredd was, because I used to read 2000 AD, I always thought he was a bit more of a bastard. But I can imagine he was sort of a bit more of a Nick Nolte in 48 Hours character, a bit more just a gruff bastard. Really sort of pushing the whole harsh but fair thing. In this, he seems a bit slightly too reasonable. Not really reasonable, but slightly too reasonable. Don't know, but it is really good. So, and this for a long time it's holding its price, and I was looking for it in CEX, but it was always a £5, and I didn't want to pay a £5 for it. It was a £5 brand new on Amazon. I didn't want to pay £5 for it. So this was £2.27 on Amazon, sort of from Zoversox. This is second hand. I was hoping I might see it in a charity shop, but I never did. Right, that's all the games and DVDs and music. So on to the good stuff. Three eBay purchases and 3 purchases from in the wild. I'll do the eBay purchases first. The first one was I got this at a really good price, actually. Quite a difficult to get hold of Xbox game, especially the UK version, I think, because there's lots of continental versions with sort of German or particularly German packaging. It's Painkiller, Hell Wars. With a name like Painkiller, you think it's a rhythm action game. Yeah, very much like Violence Fight. It's pretty self-explanatory. Violence Fight, Painkiller. What's that? Isn't there? There's a Steven Seagal, or was it Wesley Snipes? Steven Seagal, Murder by Death film. Some really dodgy action star, really sort of shitty B movie, Murder by Death, something like that. But I got this for just over £5, which is a really good price on auction, because this rarely comes up for auction, and luckily I got it for a good price. I put in an early bid, and some cheeky bastard tried to outbid me in the last few seconds, and they failed. The bastards failed. It's pretty much sort of like your balls to the wall sort of shooter, first person shooter in sort of the Doom Serious Sam style, I think. I know Pete did this, didn't you? You did a gameplay version of this, gameplay video of this, yeah. But like I said, this has been on my list for a long time, because there used to be copies in my local CX, but there was about 2 or 3 copies, bizarrely, but they were all £12, and they're still £12 in CX. The seller was really good. The seller was really good seller. Really sort of conscientious. Although slightly, I'm not saying he's trying to put a fast one, but it's slightly missed certain details of the description. Like there's this, me being really picky, really picky there. The rip there across there, runs like that, rip there. It's not something I would ever hold it against the seller if they're going to miss that. And obviously, it's a bit of sun bleaching on the spine. But then, Xbox games are susceptible to that, aren't they? Annoyingly, so I wouldn't hold it against them. I didn't. So yeah, I got this for £5. Again, it was a bargain anyway. So I can't really afford. It's really going to be picky. Next to this next one was it's sort of like these eBay purchases were pretty much for my birthday. Always my own birthday present. Pardon me, sorry. PS1 game on it came up on sort of buy it now for £30 or best offer. I put in a first offer of 22 and it was rejected, and I put in a second offer of 25 and accepted, and that's 25 all in because it was free postage. And it's one I've been looking out for. It's Monster Rancher, and I've played a bit of it, and it's pretty good actually. It's slightly more menu driven than I was expecting, which when you get games like that, always sort of you're not immediately aware that the decisions you're making are having an effect, but It's a bit of a novelty actually. I mean, it's obviously it's sort of like along the sort of the monster catching genre, isn't it? Sort of obviously the Pokemon, Digimon type thing, but slightly different to that. And I think the interesting thing about it is that you can use music CDs and just general CDs, and you can stick them in your PS2 or your PS1, and the game generates a monster for you, which is interesting. Which is a nice little twist on it. Yeah, I've got this £25, which is a really good price. Generally, they're around about sort of late 20s, early 30s. So I think £25 is a good price, and so the seller was really reasonable about taking my offer. So yeah, this was really high off my list. There aren't too many PS1 games I want to get left now. So eventually, I really want to do a PS1. Collection video because I'm well overdue for that, but I'm so close to the end of pretty much getting all the games I wanted to get. It seems a bit stupid to do it now when I'm that close, but then again it could take another year or so to get all the ones I want to get without, unless I could get them tomorrow if I wanted to pay over the odds. But finally, as far as eBay games go, this one also had a slight defect, or only in my head it was. It's Jumping Flash 2. This was I was watching this. There was a seller selling loads of PS1 games, good PS1 games, and he was doing it the right way. He put them on a certain price, and he was dropping the price sort of quite bit by bit. And this came down to, I think it was just under a tenner, which is really good for this because this is a bitch to get hold of. This one, you can get the first games you can get any day of the week. The price is going up slightly, but this one is really difficult to get hold of, and it is pretty much perfect. I did really well, and it was a really good seller. I was pretty chuffed with this. Like I said, a really good seller. Only slight downside: it's not actually the PAL UK version. It's the PAL Scandinavian version. Even though it does have English in the manual and on the back, it's sort of at the end. It's not at the beginning. There you go. There you go. It's obviously Swedish, Danish, and Finnish, and it's got the sort of the English at the bottom, and the manual's in the same order, but it's just really, really picky. It's not the first language you come to. You have to flick to the back rather than look straight at the front. But like I said, I'd be an idiot to complain, wouldn't I? This is, like I said, a lot more difficult to get hold of. I've still not got the first one. I did have the first one, but it's a really shitty copy I bought from eBay, and so I sent it back. Yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. That's all my eBay purchases. Those sort of pretty much Painter, Monster Rancher, and Jumping Flash. Pretty much my birthday presents to myself. These last three, just over 30 minutes. Just out and about purchases. This first one, I've been doing quite well out and about. Just some quite interesting random batches of stuff I've been encountering in charity shops. First one was from a charity shop in Walthamstow a few days ago. Actually, I was going to say about Dread. Because I was sort of comparing it to the Raid. I did actually see the Raid 2. I saw the Raid 2 last month in the cinema. So I might do a review of Raid 2. I know I'm way behind the time now. I missed my opportunity, but I might still do it, and so might do a review of Dread. Although I think you can pretty much guess what my opinion is. But scrap that idea. I think I've missed my opportunity. Yeah. In a charity shop in Walthamstow, went in there, not really seen anything all day, and then over the way, I saw a load of PS2 games in the rack. As I got closer, they were pretty much all sealed, like brand new sealed, just like bloody hell. So I flicked through them, and they're mostly really early titles. So nothing I was really interested apart from this. This is just sort of quite an interesting looking game. I think I've heard okay things about it. It's called Glass Rose. See, look, it's got the there you go. See all there. It's called Glass Rose. I think I think it's sort of along the lines of something like Longest Journey or Shadow of Memories, that sort of thing. It's a bit of a sort of a mystery point and click game because you can use the mouse on it, and but it has sort of time travel or time. I think it's time travel themes and stuff, and there's murders going on, and you have time limits to complete every single stage. Otherwise, somebody else dies. So I think that's what the gist is. Obviously, I've not played it yet, but this was £2. There you go, £2. And apparently, that guy is they've used the likeness of some J-pop bloke, which I think in a way is a downside because it's almost like photorealistic, which gives you the impression it's some sort of dodgy sort of FMV game, but it's not. It's there you go. Look. Apparently he does J-pop, that bloke. And not released in the US. So, I don't know why I did that. But sometimes there's always games that are released in the US, and I just start get a bit pissed off when all these really excellent games that you would really like to play but can't because I've got a PAL PS2. All these excellent RPGs, and every so often you get one of these, and you can't help but feeling slightly smug. It's not quite the same as something like Xenogears, is it? But yeah, so it's an interesting little buy that. And these last two, the same day as the being accosted on the bus by the Christian bloke. I'd just been into charity shop, and these are the games that I was sort of like gloating over when he started talking to me on the bus. Like I said, he'd seen what I was holding, and yeah, I saw they're GameCube games, and there was that was a list. As you can read those, that was a list of the other sealed PS2 games. If you can read that, so Dune, Prism, Savage Skies, Haven, Maximo, Mark of Cree, Tomb Raider, Alien, Angel of Darkness, Primal, and Scalar, all written on an Argos little order form. Bought some GameCube games in a charity shop. Really good selection. One in particular has finished off their particular collection on the GameCube. And the first one was £2. What did I leave? I left Resident Evil 0, Lost Kingdoms, Turtles 1 and 2, Battle Nexus, a couple of Tony Hawk's games, a Hitman game, Pokemon Colosseum I left. Mostly games I wasn't interested. I'm not going to play Pokemon Colosseum. But this one I wanted. It's Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles for £2 in spot on nick. Really nice nick. all complete for £2. She nearly didn't put the discs in the box because she thought they were already in there, so I had to remind her. Otherwise, I would have left without discs. But this was £2, and the pick of the bunch is completes that particular collection. Is Resident Evil Code Veronica X for £4. I don't have a problem paying £4 because I know it's worth a lot more than that, and I don't have a problem with that particular charity shop because any charity shop that at least tries to get decent prices for the stuff rather than feeling obliged to give things away for peanuts, because I don't really want them to feel that's what they need to do to be able to sell things. So yeah, this finishes off my Resident Evil collection for the GameCube. I'm really chuffed with. Again, it's almost spot on. A bit dull along the spine, but apart from that, yeah. Bizarrely, I was actually thinking about this. I was looking at my up on my shelf behind me, and I was thinking, just literally a couple of days before, I was thinking that was the only one that I was missing. But hopefully, this won't take too long to upload. I don't really know how long this is going to, because obviously the last one took about 25 minutes, and that was 20 minutes shorter. But yeah, like I said, hopefully you've used the time code to see all the bits you want. But yeah, I won't go on any longer. Thanks for watching. I hope you sort of enjoyed it to the end. We didn't get too bored. What's coming up? Oh, there'll be something coming up. Like I said, I'm back in the groove. Due to my new broadband. Got my mojo back slightly because I went going through a sort of like can't be arsed indifferent phase. I've still got shitloads of videos to watch as well. My to watch list just never gets any shorter, just gets longer. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you later.